tag team match scheduled for one fall.
Love you, Eddie. Oh boy. And here he is again, Michael White.
Introducing first, being accompanied by Michael White. At a combined weight of 520 pounds, Thaddeus, Bad Business, the Krook Mob.
Bad Business has given us the forewarning that this will be a beatdown of epic proportions. And after how intense these two were at the beginning of the night to us, I would not want to be Jordy or WildThing.
And their opponents.
Ready for this crowd to erupt?
Oh, they're on their feet already. Look at them.
Finally, WildThing has some backup. And we know the history between Michael White and Jordy Pujol. We know the history. Tonight is their chance. WildThing and Jordy tag teaming against the Krook Mob. Their chance to get some revenge and to get even with the so-called general manager of Pro Wrestling 225, Michael White.
Thaddeus here getting in the face of Spencer. We gotta have eyes in the back of our head. This is already a dangerous scenario here in the LM Lockhart. I mean, controversy follows the Krook Mob anywhere they go. Bad Business, Thaddeus. The Krook Mob, undeniably the most hated men in every room they walk in. Just you need to check your pockets.
Hey, tag team action here in Denham Springs, Louisiana.
Man, how good is it to see Jordy back in a Pro Wrestling 225 ring?
Just his second match in Pro Wrestling 225 history. You remember, he started as an official. He was the general manager for a long time in Pro Wrestling 225. His one match was 3 years ago at Collision Court 2019 when he went one-on-one with Michael White, of course.
I remember it well. One hell of a contest. Jordy Pujol is not a professional wrestler, but what he is a fighter. This man stands up for what's right. He stands up for what he believes in, and he is going to stand up to the Krook Mob here tonight.
What do WildThing and Jordy have to do tonight, Landon, to win this match?
I think they just need to stay focused. They need to keep eyes on the back of their head, because I guarantee you Michael White will be making another appearance.
Great drop kick from WildThing there. You know, you talk about the focus. How hard must it be for WildThing to focus on this? We remember in the Power Hour pre-show prior to Fright Night, big splash from WildThing. You heard Michael White reiterate that not only is WildThing not allowed to touch Michael White, but he's got all this information that apparently could ruin his career.
Man, I don't know. I still question the legitimacy of this information. I mean, how do we know that anything that Michael White is saying is true?
How about this from Jordy? Jordy tagged in, he's the legal man.
Going up, how about some punches? And you hear the chorus counting along here at the Lockhart. And look at these look at these shoulder tackles.
Quick tags between WildThing and Jordy, looking like they've tagged together 100 times.
This is exactly what they need. I mean, these two know each other so well, just a natural partnership. And look at this, WildThing. I'm not sure WildThing thought that necessarily would have ended the match this early, but he's keeping the pressure on the Krook mob. This is exactly what they need to do to win this match.
Headlock now. Oh, that's not the corner WildThing wants to be in. Thaddeus smart to shift the weight into that section of the ring, and in comes Bad Business.
Speaking of weight, in comes the power of Bad Business.
Remember, it was that Clash in Columbia, too, just last month, where Bad Business and Thaddeus double power bombed WildThing through a table. You have to imagine he's still feeling those effects here tonight at Fright Night.
Bad Business has looked incredibly impressive, incredibly intimidating over the past couple of months. And look at this, putting all of his body weight and using the ropes for a little extra leverage across the throat of WildThing.
Well, it is no surprise the Krook Mob's going to try to take shortcuts here to get the upper hand.
We've seen it before. And oh man, the thing is, it's effective. No one has been able to stop the Krook mob. Oh, man.
Well, especially when Michael White is the general manager and he can bend the rules and change them any way he wants to, right, to benefit the Krook mob. Of course no one stops him.
And WildThing has put himself in this position. He has set himself up as the hero. He has been the only one who's been able to get inside the head of Michael White.
But in comes Jordy, right? Because Jordy said enough was enough. He was tired of what, and he cares so deeply about Pro Wrestling 225. He was tired of seeing WildThing with his back up against the wall against Michael White and the Krook mob. So he comes here tonight knowing he's not a wrestler to try to even the odds, as WildThing is trying to even the odds now up against Bad Business.
Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to step up. WildThing cannot fight this fight alone. Look at the strength of the Krook mob.
WildThing trying to make a tag there to Jordy, but I don't know that the tag to Jordy is the best call, right? I don't know that you want Jordy in there with Bad Business.
WildThing gets whipped hard into the corner. Oh, man.
Krook mob and Bad Business in firm control here of WildThing. As WildThing tries to get back to his corner, but now just being choked out. The official can't see it.
Well, look, I mean, absolutely not. I mean, look at the size of this man. How are you supposed to see over his shoulders? Absolutely one of the scariest individuals I've ever had the displeasure of staring across the ring from.
Oh!
Just to try and get a few words with him. I mean, I still have not been able to walk into an Office Depot.
WildThing, the drop kick off the second rope. Will he be able to make a tag? Business trying to roll over to Thaddeus as well. Can you hear the LM Lockhart Jim here, Landon? They want a tag and they want it badly.
WildThing inching closer.
In comes Jordy.
In
comes Thad.
And Jordy, look at the momentum. Swinging off the ropes. And oh man, look at this. Those double axe handles. Getting that off his feet. And oh my God.
How about that from Jordy? The cover. Oh, almost. You tell me this is Jordy's only
Wait a minute,
second
we got
wrestling
an armbar. We got an armbar here. No, Thaddeus doing everything he can to keep his wrist safe, and in comes Bad Business to break it up. He could have just broken Thad's arm right there.
This is not where Jordy wants to be. Bad Business just hammering Jordy now.
Oh man, Jordy's in trouble.
Just choking the life out of him. Eddie Irons has got to get control. But that's what happens, right? Jordy had the upper hand on Thaddeus, and that wasn't enough. So Bad Business is having to come in and make sure to halt any momentum that Jordy had. And give Jordy credit, this may be only his second wrestling match, but I know for a fact that this is a guy that trains, right? That trains to be a fighter and has done that for a long time in his career. So it's no surprise that armbar is something that we've seen in that first match of his with Michael White, now nearly over 3 years ago.
I've been incredibly impressed with Jordy so far, but he's got to find a way to get out of this corner right here. Thaddeus is just going to town on the chest of Jordy Pujol.
Yeah, that's our vice president of Pro Wrestling 225, Thaddeus.
And director of HR as well.
Stepping on the back.
You think Jordy's going to report that to Thaddeus tomorrow?
I can't imagine.
Just the disrespectful slaps to the back of the head of Jordy. But oh man, trying to crawl to the corner to get that tag in, but the aggression. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. The Krook mob are just so ruthless in that ring.
And again, Jordy just in the wrong half of the ring. This is a bad situation for him to be in, and he might tap out. If he doesn't get to the ropes or make a tag.
Come on, Jordy. Pro Wrestling 225 family showing their support for the former general manager, Jordy Pujol. And he can feel it. And he gets to the ropes. And come on, Thaddeus, that means you gotta break the hold.
Not much one for the rules there. Picking Jordy up, into the corner, and in comes Bad Business.
Look at the size differential between Business and Jordy. I mean, this is just unfair. Look, of course, WildThing taking exception. Oh God, look at the color of Jordy's face right now.
Well, that body weight of Bad Business was all just on the chest of Jordy Pujol there.
We know there's only so much Eddie Irons can do to protect Jordy Pujol in this match. But I really, at this point, I kind of just want this thing to be over.
But a kick out. We said he was a fighter, right? A kick out. He could have just stayed down there, but he didn't. He kicked out. And that means more punishment, unfortunately, at the hands of Bad Business.
Come on, Jordy, you got to create that separation here.
This is such a mismatch. He's got to make a tag to WildThing.
Oh, wait a minute.
A jawbreaker.
Gets his jaw jacked. Bad Business is counting his teeth right now.
Jordy make the tag.
Digging deep.
In comes Thaddeus. In comes WildThing.
And look at this.
Uranagi.
Oh man, that super kick takes Business down. And Jordy gets the tag back in now that the momentum is on their side again.
Maybe a tag team maneuver.
Oh, it's a stunner! It's a stunner and a super kick.
That's
Jordy Pujol.
The cover.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Jordy just pinned Thaddeus.
Your winners of this match, the team of WildThing.
listen to the Lockhart. The roof just flew off this place.
Can you believe that? The LM Lockhart, Jim, Jordy, and WildThing come in and defeat the Krook Mob in tag team action. What a moment!
You know what, Krook Mob? I don't think Jordy's time is up quite yet. What a moment!
Jordy and WildThing get the job done at Fright Night. Unbelievable. How furious do you think Michael White is right now?
And I don't want to bring the mood down, but what do you think is going to be next? Oh my God, look at the face of this.
Okay.
This one's going to be tough to swallow for the Krook Mob. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
The Krook Mob leaving Denham Springs with their tail tucked between their legs as they fall at the hands of WildThing and Jordy Pujol tonight at Fright Night.
I am in disbelief. What a way to end that match. I mean, Jordy Pujol with a stunner. This was gorgeous.
Stunner super kick combo leads to the pinfall and the victory. Unbelievable.
Fright Night has lived up to all of the expectations, and it's time to exceed them because we have one hell of a main event.
There was no more hype than for our main event tonight. The Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Championship is on the line as two of maybe the most popular superstars in the history of Pro Wrestling 225 face off as Corey Constantine will defend against the game changer Christian Blake.